Hamas is a brutal terrorist organization. They are not a state. They are an international criminal organization that preaches hate and practices murder. The Hamas bigoted charter states, quote, "The day of judgment will not come until Muslims fight Jews and kill them. And even stones and trees will call on Muslims to come and kill the Jews." Specifically, the charter also calls for the annihilation and destruction of Israel. Quote, "Israel will exist and will continue to exist until Islam will obliterate it, just as it obliterated others before it." End of quote. And Hamas has not revised this charter. It has not disavowed parts of it at all. It still refuses to recognize Israel's right to exist and still calls for the killing of Jews. In 2006, Hamas senior leader Mahab al-Zahra said that the group, quote, "will not change a single word of this covenant." Hamas invented the tactic of suicide bombing that murdered many Israelis. In April 1993, serious peace negotiations between Israel and the Palestinian leadership were underway. Hamas hates peace, so it had an operative named Tamam Nabulsi drive a van into a parked bus and detonate it. This was the first ever suicide bombing, and it killed a Palestinian and wounded 8 Israeli soldiers. Since then, Hamas has been responsible for the murder of hundreds of innocent Israelis. Hamas does not care about the lives or needs of the Palestinians either. As millions of Palestinians suffer from unemployment and the lack of basic services, Hamas spends money of its ill-gotten gain on tunnels and rockets from Iran designated to kill, yes, Israelis. It cannot govern and will only drag Palestinians further into despair. During Protective Edge, Israel's most recent operation against Hamas, the Israelis, in defense of their nation, destroyed or intercepted a majority of Hamas rocket supply, maybe as many as 8,000 rockets. The UN and the world media faulted Israel for this war. They got it wrong. Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization. It is not a state. Israel acted in self-defense, and all countries have the sovereign right to do it. And we should make it clear that the United States supports Israel in this endeavor. Destroying rockets will not get rid of this problem, however. Hamas gets shipments of rockets from Iran and makes rockets from dual-use material thanks to technology and know-how from Iran. It is only a matter of time before they reload and start firing those offensive rockets again. To stop Hamas, we must go after its finances and the suppliers. And there's plenty of evidence that Qatar and NATO partner Turkey, in addition to Iran, are the main backers of Hamas. Qatar and Turkey have pledged public and financial support to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Khalid Mishal, the leader of Hamas, lives comfortably in Qatar while the Palestinians go hungry. He lives along with a number of other senior commanders. In Turkey, the leader of Hamas military wing, Qassam Brigades, also lives freely. The actions of Qatar and Turkey have inflamed relations with friendly Sunni Arab countries in the region like Jordan, the UAE, and the Saudis. Qatar and Turkey should be held accountable for their actions, not just in Gaza with Hamas, but their support for other Sunni extremist groups. The United States must get tough with Qatar while looking at alternatives for our military bases in Qatar. Terrorist organizations, including Hamas, use Qatar as a financial clearinghouse. Despite years of U.S. government urging Qatar to crack down, things have just gotten worse. In Turkey, Erdogan regime must cut ties with Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood, or there's going to be consequences. There are all sorts of illicit financial transactions being processed through Turkey, including Iranian activity designed to skirt sanctions. No one should be surprised. It's time for the United States government to wake up and see the Middle East for what it is and what it's become, not what we would just like it to be. If Hamas is going to be defeated, its money flow has to stop. We cannot stop Hamas's finances by ourselves. We need countries in the region to work with us. If we want peace for the United States and peace for our ally Israel, we must make our message clear. If you help finance Hamas, there will be significant consequences, and they will be unpleasant. I hope Qatar and Turkey are listening. No more filthy lucre to finance Hamas. And that's just the way it is. I'll yield back.